Good weekend. Last weekend, obviously, we want more out of those guys. I think some really close instances 125, 41, 57, where we got the chance to kind of flip the result there. So I think you feel it on the team here. The guys knowing that we're right there where we need to be. And the urgency's there for them to continue to step it up every week and get to where we want to be. So definitely not guys licking wounds this week. It's been really good so far and making progress. So that's where we're at. We're excited to head to North Dakota. It's going to be cold.
I kind of led into what I initially wanted to ask you guys was just what's the vibe or the response in the room been like after Sunday?
Yeah,
Saturday.
I think our vibe has been pretty motivated guys, really excited guys. I mean, obviously we're not good at losing. We don't want to lose. But I think that the guys know the mission. The guys know that, we've done a really good job, I think. And actually them as athletes have done a really good job of after the competition, really looking forward, take the next one match at a time. And however the results turn out, we evaluate how we did, fix where we made errors or fix where we maybe should have got some bonus points or whatever the situation may be, and then get back to work. And I think as a whole, the team has been really, forward looking that way, which I think has been really good for our development, especially those young guys, as this is kind of their first time, even though it's, 3 dual matches in now, but first time going through a season. So this is all new territory for them. So every opportunity they get to be out there is an opportunity for them to learn and grow.
We've asked Dresser a variation of this question, I think, each of the last few weeks. But for you, from your viewpoint specifically, what have you kind of learned about this team through these first few weeks, and especially after what happened this weekend?
I've learned that we got a really talented team. I've learned that we've got a team that put a lot of work in December and the first part of January. I think it's clear that our shape's really good. I think it's clear that the guys are starting to really get the message, and I'm just reflecting back from past years, maybe really get the message to go out and look to score points and look to continue to build leads. I think that that's starting to happen more often than not. So I think the product out there is a better product. And I respect the guys for that. Even some of the matches where we lose, if you're out there laying it on the line, you're not going to get grief from us. As long as you're out there competing hard, we're happy. We'll go back to work, so I guess that's my kind of evaluation where they're at.
How have you seen Tarakina specifically respond after his loss?
I think he, in a good way, I hope. I think he took it pretty hard on himself, probably more than he needed to. I think looking back, it's probably easy to cherry pick and say, oh, well, if only, because what was there, 3, 4, 5 seconds left, something like that. So I think that he maybe took a lot of the grunt of the responsibility on himself. Obviously, we don't do that. Like I said, you could point at 41, you could point 57 there too, where we had opportunities to probably get bonus, and you could even say heavyweight as well. Again, not that this is a team sport, so I get where he's at from that point of view. But again, in the room here, you see a kid that's starting to get more locked in, more focused, hopefully really starting to understand how talented he is, how tough he is, that he's in the position that he's in because of the wrestling and the work that he's done. And, the minute that we can get every bit of his potential out there, I think it's going to be really fun and exciting to watch. So he's going to keep learning, and I feel really confident that he's going to start figuring that out, And by figuring it out, I don't mean just winning. By figuring it out, I mean go use all your tools at your disposal. You go out and you score a takedown the first 45 seconds, and you're great. I mean, nobody can really get through the kids' head and hands, but just keep building. Have that confidence in yourself, and just keep building and see where the match goes. You don't know. Maybe it'll be a major. Maybe it'll come down to being close at the end. Maybe the guy steps up and gets tough, and then you still got to defend one off. So.
We saw Zach Redding go through something really similar earlier in the season where he lost a match late, but then, this last week he bounces back and he does get points late and he does keep pushing and keep going. Is that kind of a path that you want to see Tarakina go down?
Well, yeah, for sure. And, to continue on him and Redding, I think after those first 2 weeks, you saw Redding, he came into the practice room with just a completely different demeanor. It was almost kind of like a pissed off demeanor a little bit, right? Like a man on a mission. And, just with communication, it was like, coach, I got to fix this. Like, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose matches I should be winning, And then you talk them through it, say, hey, well, this is what we need to do. This is, when you're in practice, you got to make this real. You got to do this. And I think he made a good adjustment. And I would like to say I saw the same look in Tarakina's eyes, this week was he didn't like it. He wasn't happy. And that's good. And I think you got, like I said, you got one or two ways you can go. Feel sorry for yourself, or you can build and get better and move forward from it. So, we're working on the second one with him.
Absolutely. And then my last question for you. You're a guy who guys like to try to slow down back when you were a wrestler, try to slow down, take the pace out of everything. We saw that with David Carr's match. From your perspective, how do you get a guy to wrestle you, or how do you wrestle a guy who's wrestling from his knees the whole match?
I think my biggest message to David this week, and something I've kind of tried to get through to him, was kind of just understanding that you can't control your opponent, right? So once you get to a certain level, I don't even know if it's in the sport, like let's just say ranking, right? So once you start getting a 1, 2, and a 3 in front of your name, naturally guys are not going to want to wrestle you. They're not going to want to wrestle you. They're going to game plan how to keep it close and try to get one in the end. That's generally how it's going to be. So when you enter a match, not going into the match thinking about what he's going to do to me, but what I'm going to do to you, right? And the way I kind of explained it to him, which I think made a lot of sense, was it's not on you to decide how that guy wrestles, right? You come and you bring your pace and you bring who you are, and you see how long that guy can stay in the fire, right? And as long as you continue to put it on the guy, put it on him, you know what? The guy might hold up, and maybe you only win by 3, okay? But more often than not, if you're talking about where you really want to dominate guys and separate the gap, is you got to keep that pace. You can't worry about what that guy's going to do. Bring your pace, bring your style, and see how long they can hold up. And when they put their head on the mat, then you go to work. You start rallying the points up.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else for Coach Metcalf, guys?
Yeah, I don't think I got to ask you this when it was released, but Flo came out with that documentary on you. What did you think of that?
Oh, the Flo documentary?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. I'd say probably the first and last one were my favorite, because I think that the message was put across very well. I think the middle one was a lot of hype stuff, which is fine. That's all part of the story, But people have asked. Probably the first and last one were probably my favorite of those. But they did it. They did a really good job. They did my story justice, which was good. And it's hard to talk about yourself a little bit, but hopefully someone could take that and be inspired by it, or be motivated by it, and want to come kick my butt. Well, I don't know what.
Resonated a lot with a lot of the high school wrestlers around the state, so I wasn't sure what kind of feedback you got from it. I also enjoyed it for whatever it's worth.
Yeah, I don't know, not necessarily from younger folks, but I got a lot of emails and things just from fans and high school coaches and stuff about it being good and positive. I think, I'm not sure how much new information was out there. Maybe a few little tidbits, maybe the fact that I can skateboard and stuff like that was all kind of new. I've been talking about it for years. No one must have believed me till I got on and filmed it. That day was a grind though, man. That was like an 1.5-hour session of me just trying to hit tricks. I hadn't done it in 14 years, so it's been a bit.
That's good. That's good.
Anything else, guys?
Is there any update on Colbray and Dagan?
Yeah, as of right now, I think we have a pretty good progression for them. We got a couple of days to get through here, and hoping to see them on the mat very soon.
Like this weekend soon, or?
I sure hope so. We'll see. We got to get through the week. Anything else?
All right.
Good? All right, Brad says you're done. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.